What's up everyone, my name is Sarkis101 and today we are back with more MBL. Last week I didn't upload anything concerning the MBL because my opponent never showed. It's a thing that's happened. This week it's only going to be one video because I have an incredible lack of time. So without any further ado, this is going to be Team Builder plus the actual battle. Okay, here we go. So I started off with looking at his team, and his team had a lot of fire Pokemon, as you will see in team matchup as well. He had an Arcanine, he had a Megazord X, and he had a Rotom Heat. Now Rotom Heat is a bit of an issue because the only thing I really have for fire types are my Suicune and my Empoleon, but Rotom Heat has also Electric Stab. The other things he has that were quite threatening were Breloom and Diggersby. Gastrodon not so much. I wasn't scared of it, but he had quite some and he had a Latios. Latios could, with the Earthquake, could potentially 2-hit KO everything on my team apart from Mega Gardevoir, unless it was running Choice Spec Psyshock. Then it could have done that, which he didn't turn out to be. So the first thing I wanted to do, he had a Poliwrath, so I didn't want to run a mono like a Crocoon on this team. So I decided to go with a Chesto Berry set, Resto Chesto set, with a Toxic and Roar as well. This was my only thing that could kind of deal with Megazord X, just by phasing it out and getting up my hazards early, which Empoleon obviously carries Stealth Frogs. So this was kind of my only check to Megazord X, and I decided to go with that. I have Toxic because he has two things that have either Storm Drain or Water Absorb, or basically I cannot hit them with Scald, so I ran Toxic because they were both susceptible to Toxic, so I decided to run that. My next Pokemon is Talonflame. This thing is running enough speed to outspeed max speed Rotom Heat, so I could hit it with a Natural Gift. And if you don't know what Natural Gift does, power and type depends on a user's berry, and I'm running a Durin Berry, and Durin Berry actually makes it a water type attack, because the only thing that could really stop Talonflame from sweeping were either Arcanine and Rotom Heat. So I needed to get my rocks, Weaken those, and after a Swords Dance, which I could set up on a Mew, after a rock switch in, both would die to a +1 natural gift, because Arcanine obviously gets off the Intimidate, and can hit me with a Wild Charge pretty hard. But this is enough to kill it after Stealth Rock switch in at +1. So I decided to go with this spread, and there was no need to run Flare Blitz because everything I needed was that one time I needed a water move, and the rest of the team I could just Brave Bird and knock into Obliteration. My next mon is Gardevoir. I decided to go with Psychic because I had a very good reason for that. I can't quite remember, but I decided to go with Hyper Voice and Psychic because that were the only stab moves I needed. This is a very custom spread, as you can see. This should actually be 24 defensive E, so I could take 2 Life Orb Psyshocks from a Latios, with a Life Orb Latios, so I could switch it in on that. I had enough speed investment to outspeed max speed Diggersby, if I'm not mistaken, after Mega Evolving. No wait, like max speed Adamant Megazord X. So that's what this EV spread is for. I dumped everything in special attack, but I needed this. I need this particular speed. I wanted this in defense. This should actually be 24, but whatever. The battle has already been played as I'm recording this. Then you have the Spadef variant. The rest of the numbers I decided to drop in Spadef because its HP is not all that good, and I wanted to take especially offensive hits a tiny bit better. Not sure if it really would have mattered, but didn't really. These EVs didn't really come that much into play. Decided with Taunt because he has quite some utility mons, mainly being Mew. I wanted this thing to outspeed standard Mew, especially after Mega Evolving, and I carried Memento because then I could set up with Talonflame potentially. There was no need for me to run any other moves, so I could run utility moves. I had T-Wave on this before, but I have a very toxic heavy team, so there's not really any point in putting T-Wave on this guy, or Will-O-Wisp. Will-O-Wisp was definitely a stupid idea. But this is Empoleon. Obviously, you know Empoleon. Empoleon has that much HP and defense investment that it can take a +1 Flare Blitz from Adamant Start X. I think I miscalculated, because it shouldn't be able to live one of those. Maybe it does. Maybe I'm still underestimating Empoleon. But at least we have a Scald, we have Grass Knot because he has a Gastrodon, and I really kind of want to kill that thing. So we have Stealth Frogs and Toxic. Everything on my team is carrying Toxic, and I felt Rocks were a necessity since obviously he does have Mega Charizard, and he does have Arcanine and Rotom Heat, so he has a lot of mons that are threatening to me that are weak to Stealth Rocks, so I felt like I had to bring Stealth Rocks this week. And of course I brought Toxic, because who doesn't like Toxic? The reason why I have Shuka Berry is because I can beat the Gastrodon one-on-one much more easily, and this is actually a reliable switch in to the Latios, because Latios could potentially 2-hit KO this. No, could 2-hit KO this with an Earthquake if it predicted me on a switch, but obviously Shuka Berry would negate that, so that's why I'm running a Shuka Berry. Next mon is Electros. Electros is running Acid Spray, because what Andrew likes to do is run Mirror Coat, Rindo Berry, Gastrodon, and I decided, you know what, I'm having none of that. He used it 2 or 3 weeks in a row, and I was like, nah, I'm not having that. So I decided to put Acid Spray on it, and if you don't know what Acid Spray does, 100% chance to lower your target's PDEF by 2 stages. So obviously what I'm going to do is hit him up with an Acid Spray, hit him up with a knockoff, and then kill him with a Gig Drain. So he couldn't do anything to me, or I could just spam Acid Spray, lower everything. I obviously had full switch to keep momentum. My win condition was definitely Talonflame or Mega Gardevoir. I just wanted to get those heavy hitters in and do a lot of damage to his team, as he actually decided to trade Florges in the previous trading window. So that's why we've done that. Our last one is going to be Dragology. It's a safety goggles one because I needed something that was pretty reliable against the Breloom, and I have enough speed to outspeed base 50? Beats me. Well, at least I wanted some speed on this guy. So, and I have Dragon Tail, Toxic Spike, Sludge Wave, and Draco. I didn't feel like I needed any more coverage than Draco plus Sludge Wave, since adaptability. And it hits everything on his team since it doesn't have a Steel type at all. I figured, you know what, Toxic Spikes. I wanted Toxic Spikes, and I felt like Dragon Tail as my last move was going to be great for forcing Toxic upon people. And maybe he thought he could set up with something in my face, and then I'm just going to Dragon Tail him out. So that's going to be it. So that's going to be it for team preview. Now we're just going to hop into the game. So as I expected, he's going to be a very fire heavy team, and he's the Latios because Latios is a threat to my team. Gastrodon, because he usually tends to bring Gastrodon. Arcanine, because it's a check to my Talonflame. Little does he know that I do have natural gift water. But here we go. So I do decide to lead off with Dragology because I wanted to get up them Toxic Spikes. And he leads with a Mew. I was like, yeah, you could hit me up with a Psychic, but I just want damage off on this thing. So I decided to hit him up with a Sludge Wave, which does reveal that he's deaf. And here, just, you know what? I don't even care. I'm just gonna hit you up with another one. No, actually, go for Toxic Spikes. I should have watched the replay again. But he goes for Snarl. That's another thing Andrew really likes to do. It lowers your special attack by 1 stat. So the Sludge Wave would have actually done 45% and would have allowed me to take him out with a Draco next turn. But I go into Suicune because it's the safest thing I have for this Arcanine. Even if he does have Wild Charge, I am max defense max defense. So here he goes in a Latios. I kind of predict that and go for Toxic. If he had gone into anything else, he obviously Toxic Spikes would have hit him first. And here I go into Empoleon. I actually predicts that. That's a very good play on Andrew's part. He predicts me into my Empoleon, and now he can get off a free Volt Switch upon me. And I'm kind of forced to switch because I want to keep this thing healthy. And I go into Dragology because Dragology is bulky as hell. Resist the T-Bolt, resist the Overheat, resist everything that he potentially wants to do, and here already reveals to me that he's not Scarf nor Specs, so that he can actually switch up his moves. But here I decide to go for another Sludge Wave. No, I actually decide to drop Draco, because it hits everything on his team really hard, and I think I do outspeed, but it was a roll. I actually wouldn't kill him, so I decided, you know what, you're gonna recover, and I'm just gonna phase you out and try and get a poison off on something else, get some residual damage going. So first I'm on Latios, and he predicts me to switch, which I obviously end up doing. I'm gonna go out into the Empoleon as he goes into his Flying Lizard Thin, aka Megazord X, and he decides to get off a Mega Evolution before I can possibly get on my Stealth Frogs. But what he decides to do is just get some damage on my Empoleon. I'm like, okay, this thing is a threat, I want to get a Toxic on it. So basically his entire team is Toxic right now, apart from Rotom Heat, I believe. Yeah, everything is Toxic apart from... Well, Mew's gonna get Toxic and switch in. So here he overpredicts again, I think. Not sure why I did this, but I just got my Stealth Frogs. Maybe he doesn't want the residual damage to get too big on these Zard, but here just decided to do that. Now he can switch into Galaxy, basically sacking this for the Rotom Heat. He actually ends up Volt switching out, basically taking 25%. If he goes into Mew right here, I can kill it with a Draco Meteor. I could actually potentially kill it with a Sludge Wave. So what he has to do in order to keep his Mew alive is actually kill me, and that's what he's gonna end up doing. That's what he definitely does. He's gonna Drain Punch me. He doesn't go for defog, he doesn't go for anything. So this brings him at like 30%, 36%. And now I can just go into my Talonflame. Talonflame can set up a Sword Sands and Mew's phase. I was really fearing HP Rock because Andrew tends to like catch his opponent off guard, but he goes for Infestation. That's alright. I can deal with that. And here I'm just gonna go for Roost because I want to obviously be as healthy as possible. He predicts that kinda ish and goes for Drain Punch. What's gonna happen now is he wants to probably preserve his Mew, and he's gonna go into Arcanine to get off the Intimidate. And I do think I Roost again. Yeah, I Roost again. I can't kill it. So what's gonna happen next is I can't kill him. I straight up cannot kill Arcanine right now, because Arcanine's bulky fuck. So he knows that I can't kill him. So he predicts me to switch in my Avi switch, which is going to be Suicune, because Suicune deals with Fire Dog thing, aka Arcanine, one-on-one pretty easily. So what ends up happening is that he's going to pull a double into Rotom Heat to get off Volt Switch and get Initiative or even a T-Bolt. But little does he know that I do have Natural Gift Water, so he switches in his Microwave thing, and I go for Natural Gift Water, and I end up taking out this thing. And basically it's a rat right now, because he has nothing on his team that wants to take a +1 Brave Bird of this amount of HP. His Mew is weakened, Gastro is weakened, Charizard is weakened. After one more Stealth Rock switch in, Arcanine can no longer live a Brave Bird. So what's gonna happen now is basically I am going to sweep the rest of his team with Brave Bird, and Talonflame is in fact going to get 6 kills this week. So I really wanted this to be a good battle. I didn't want to sweep Andrew. Andrew's my buddy, and this happened even with lack of preparation, and I wasn't happy with it. I felt very guilty because Talonflame is actually a pretty cheap Pokemon, but you know what, when it's a free agent, no one has picked it up and it fits your team, I want to do this because I want to win this league. I want to prove everyone that I'm better than them, basically. That sounds really arrogant, but it's actually kind of true. But okay, so that was the end of the video. Kind of mixed feelings right here. Obviously I won 5-0, great, but I didn't want to do it this way. I didn't want to get a mid-game sweep really with Talonflame and obtain 6 kills. But that's gonna be it for today. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.